I know what you're all thinking. Is it really finally the video where she talks about her job? Yes, yes it is. Hello and welcome to AliTube. It is I, Danae, and yes, I am finally talking about my job. I just got off of work, my hair is a little messy and I hurried up and threw makeup on, but I just had to go on ahead and talk about my job because I love my job so much. Also, I may or may not have accidentally come home with a couple of my kids' toys, which was like, oh, I should make that video. So here I am making the video. And without further ado, let's get into the story of my job and how I got it and what it is. If you've been following me, you know I am currently a nanny. I can't tell you how much I just love my job. Like, my job is just, it's literally everything. So how I got this job was actually my very first apartment here. So I've actually had 4 apartments since I've lived here. Oh my god. I've lived here for less than 2 years and I've already lived in 4 different apartments. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I don't know. That's a whole nother video. Anyways, the very first apartment I lived in here, there was this like grocery store that was kind of close to it. It might have been like a 20-ish minute walk to get to this grocery store. And I would walk back and forth. If you saw my, I think it's the part 2 of my college experience at New York Film Academy, you would know that it was really stressful looking for a job. Like, I could not find a job when I first moved here. Like, I applied everywhere, it seemed like all of the places I could find online, like I applied everywhere, like stores, restaurants, what else is there, after school program, like everything. I applied everywhere and I was just getting nothing. I was getting no calls back, I was getting no callbacks or anything. And so this one day I was walking to the grocery store and I had seen like the office building to my job a few times, but I never stopped to go in because, well, I don't know, I just didn't. And so this one day I finally was like, I want to see what this place is about, because I could kind of look like a daycare in a sense, but like not. And I was like, what is this? And so I walk in and I am greeted by the sweetest human being, and she explains what the job is, and basically it's a company that provides nannies, babysitters, and tutors to people's kids. The really cool thing about my job too is like, because there's a bunch of like big major studios around, like I get to work for those people that work in the studios, so like connections. Anyways, tells me, you know, how the job goes, how they provide nannies, sitters, tutors to people, and she kind of goes through like the kind of people that they're looking for this job. And like, you know, I talk about me because that's kind of what you do. Like, they ask about like, so what do you like? And you know, I explain how I was like a preschool teacher and I love working with kids, and like I have nephews and I would help babysit my nephews and whatnot. And she was like, oh, perfect, you sound like the type of person that we look for when we're hiring. And so she gives me like the steps of how to apply, and then I leave and I go home and I apply. And then I went through like 2 or 3 interviews. It might have been like, okay, so I remember there was like this interview call. They said it wasn't an interview, but I treated it as an interview because like first impressions and whatnot. So there was like this call, and then there was an in-person interview, and then was there another interview after that? No, I think it was just the 2. And then I got hired. And then I had to go through like training. And so training was just like on the website of the company. You would like watch these videos and you would take like tests, and then that was kind of it. Like, that was the training. And then I had to do CPR, first aid and CPR, and I needed to get a background check. And the awesome thing about my job is that they covered it, which a lot of jobs don't, but my job is so amazing that they covered my background check and they covered my CPR and first aid. I think I paid for them, but they reimbursed me, if I remember correctly. I'm almost positive that's how it was. That was dope. Like, oh my gosh, I've worked a few jobs where I had to go and pay out of pocket for my own background check, and like my job didn't reimburse me or anything, so for them to reimburse me, that was awesome. You guys rock. Once I was like officially fully hired and I had the background check and the CPR and I had the training, I was ready to officially get out there. And so what I had to do was I had to then do like a mock, like, because okay, every time you get a job, every time you would get a sitter job, you have to call the family, and like there's like a whole, like, we have like a little checklist thing of like questions that we can ask, and like we have like a little like prompt that we go off of. It's like, oh, I don't remember exactly what it is. Let me get it. It's this little thing. I'm covering up like the name of the job and it's all messy and whatnot. Then on the other side, there's like a little checklist and you like kind of go through, and that's how you'll go through the call, which I actually feel like this is pretty cool. Like it's like, oh, what's their schedule and how, what's their favorite activity? What are the rules? Can we go outside? Are they allowed to have TV and computer time? I think that's actually really smart to have. Like, if I was a parent and somebody was asking me all of these questions, I'd feel like, okay, I'm putting my kid in like safe hands, thankfully. We had to do like this little mock thing and I like filled it out. It's a mess. And obviously I passed because I wouldn't be working. And then you get set up on this app. I think you might get set up on the app during training. I could be wrong. But basically, so my job, oh God, my job is so amazing. My job works through an app. I'm not going to show you the app though, because like the company name is all over it and I don't want to put them out there. They don't even know I'm making this. I'm so sorry. I will take it down if you need me to. Just, I love you guys. This is the best job ever. Anyways, so my job is on an app, right? And basically it's like you have assignments. There's like it's like 5 little thingies at the bottom. It's like assignments, calendar, timesheet, profile. Oh, maybe it is 4. So when you log onto the app, it shows you like, oh, these are the assignments that you have. And then you can go to calendar. And what's so dope about my job, basically, you have like availability. And everything says no availability until you yourself put in your availability. So you can say like, oh, I want to work from 12 to between the hours of 12 and 7 every day, because I like to sleep in and like I don't mind being up late. Then you just put in your availability is from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and then based on that time, what other people need, they will book you in between those times. So somebody could book you from like 1 to 6, or they could book you from 12 to 7 exactly, or they can book you from 2 to 4. Like they can book you from any time in that bracket. Say like you have full availability, right? Every day you have in a time, right? And your best friend texts you and she's like, hey girl, we're having a party this weekend and we really want you to come, or like you have to be there. And you're like, oh crap, okay. You can go to the app, look at your availability, and you can clear it, and then you're not available for that day. Unless you have a job, then obviously like you can't do that because you're already booked. But like if you're not booked, you can just clear it for that day and then you don't have to work that day. Or say for some reason you just are not feeling like you just don't feel like working right now. You're like, I just want to like take like a week or 2 off. You can literally just clear your availability. Yes, you have to contact the office, but they'll be fine with it. Like it's you that's losing money. And so yeah, you can like literally like, you don't have to work if you don't want to, basically. If you don't want to work, you don't have to work. You're in full control. Well, maybe not full control, but almost full control. Like you're in control of your hours. Whatever hours you want to work, you have that control. You might not get that guaranteed like exact amount of hours. Like I said, with the 12 to 7, you might not get those exact 7 hours. Yeah. You know, you may only get 3 or 5 5, but you will get in between those hours. And they're also, the really cool thing about my job is you're at this job and they book you for 3 hours or they book you for 4 hours, and you're only there for like 1 or 2 and you leave. You still get the 3 hours. So no matter what, even if you're only there for like 30 minutes, you still get paid for 3 hours. It's super dope. Some benefits with my job are you get raises. Like I've gotten, I would say, $1.25 raise within like the last year and a half that I was there, which I mean, yes, it was like periodically, but like periodically I got a 25-cent raise, which is not bad at all. And really, like, it shows, okay, like that little bit, that 25-cent extra shows. So like you get raises constantly. It's really awesome. They have workers comp. That's what it is, workers comp. There was a time that I was nannying and I was cleaning up one of the toys and I actually got a splinter in my finger, and I didn't even know that it was there because like I thought I saw something, but then like I could feel, and like it didn't feel like there was anything there, and like I kept trying to push, but like I just couldn't really see it. And so I didn't end up seeing it until the following day, and then by that time the splinter was already soft, so I couldn't get it out myself. So I ended up having to go to urgent care to get it out, and my job covered it. It's great. I love my job so much. It's the best. Some more benefits to my job specifically, well, this location, because my job is, I don't know if it's nationwide, but I know they have it in Florida because I checked. I think it might be nationwide. Oh, that's a really cool benefit too, actually, now that I think about it. So, really cool benefit. Say I wanted to go home for like a month. I can literally still work my job at home. Like, available jobs that are there, I can literally work those jobs. It's so, oh my God, it's the coolest. It's so cool. I love my job so much. But what I was gonna say before that was another really cool thing specific to like this location area is like what I said kind of towards the beginning of the video, where I work for people that work in the industry and I am in the industry. So it's really cool that I get to make like different connections with people that are already here. It's kind of like I'm able to kind of snake my way in a sense. Like, I know names now. I mean, not huge names, but I know people who know huge names now, which is really cool. So like, I don't want to say that like because I know them I'm going to get ahead. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's, they're one more person that when I'm at this networking event, I can bring up this person's name and that person will be like, oh yeah, I know that person, and boom, connection, kind of. But all of this video to say that as much as I love my job, and yes, I am still a nanny, I did leave my company, and I am so sad because my company has been so amazing to me and I love them so much. This has been literally the best job I've ever had, and like I said, I'm still working. I'm just with my family privately. Last Friday, today's Thursday, last Friday was my last day working with them, and it was really hard to say goodbye. I got a really good deal with my family though. Even my job was like, that's a really good deal and you should probably take it, which is another really cool thing about my job. But the good news is that even though I'm not necessarily with this company anymore, I am still technically with them. Because of COVID, the regular sitter jobs that they have, they're not really doing, because they would prefer for a nanny to stay with one specific family versus going to different families to try to, you know, control the spread of, well, any sickness, but especially COVID. So they're not doing any of those jobs at the moment, any of like the regular like sitter jobs at the moment. However, if next year they are, you know, doing those again and COVID is not this crazy wild thing that it is right now, then I will still be able to work my job. like I will still be able to work the company jobs. Like I can still go out and do other studio jobs while continuing to be with my family, which is really, really cool. And I just love this job. I love this company. I love the people that work there. They're so amazing, every single one of them. Well, the office staff, I don't really know any of the other sitters except for like one of my friends, because like I told her about the job. But like I don't know any of the other sitters, but the office staff is amazing. I love them all so much with all of my heart. Thank you, all of you, for giving me this job. This job is literally the greatest job ever. It's literally exactly what I wanted. I will never forget when I was back at home, I said that when I moved to California, I wanted to be a nanny while I was going on auditions, and I'm a nanny while I'm going on auditions and making YouTube videos, and I just love it. I love it so much. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comment down below. Let me know. My job is amazing. I know. I'm sorry. I just had to brag on it for a little bit. But yeah, comment down below if you have any questions. Also, if you have any suggestions of like video ideas, also comment those down below. I am totally open to almost anything. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Also, leave a like, and that's a wrap.